Hi, and welcome to today's video where I will be talking about how do project managers ensure project quality, or how do you make sure that your projects are adhering to a good quality standard that's been agreed by stakeholders. In this video, I'll cover the area of how you set clear project quality objectives, then you develop your quality management plan, and then how do you implement the quality assurances, and then managing quality control, engaging with your stakeholder, and then obviously continuous improvement of these quality assurances and quality standards that you set out. So without delay, let's crack on to the first element of what you require to make sure quality assurance. So the first one is really set yourself a clear quality objectives. Now here it's really, without having a clear quality objectives at the beginning of the project, it's really difficult to then maintain the quality standards throughout the projects. Here you engage with your collaborate with your stakeholders, define the quality criteria and the standards that you should meet. And then it's really important that you have you're aligned with the quality objectives and the project goals of your customer, which is really, really key at this stage. Next, you go on to how do you develop a quality management plan. And this is really key because you really need to understand how that's going to help throughout the project, which, the main objective of a quality management plan is, which will define the quality plan of what you're going to do. Firstly, the quality, include the quality policies, the process and procedures. In summary, what you need in your quality plan is your objectives, which we just covered, your standards and criteria. What are the standards that you should be meeting? The roles and responsibilities of the team. Quality planning. That this section really includes the process and tools that we use for maintaining quality. Quality control activities. This is what you conduct to monitor and measure the project performance against those standards. And then you've got quality assurance activities. Again, you monitor and conduct the performance within that team, but report at the end of that. And then you've got document control, which you need to make sure you've got a measure of document that helps you understand what quality standards you met, and you've got a benchmark of what you've done, how you've achieved this. You've got a reference point which says this is the standard that you work towards. And again, one of the things in your plan you must have is training and your competency needs of your team. If you find somebody is needing help or support or needs a little bit more attention and training, that should be part of your quality management plan. Next is really you need to implement your quality assurance. Now, without implementing any kind of quality assurance, you don't really know what standard you are trying to achieve, what you're trying to deliver, and how you're going to measure the quality of that deliverable of that product or service or whatever it may be. And again, this is as part of quality assurance is really understanding is, okay, well, what are my checks and balances throughout the process? How am I going to check whether we're meeting this? And this is where you do your audits and your inspections throughout your project. Okay, we delivered a product. I'm going to check this. Have we met the standard? Have we delivered this? I'll use IT because that's what I come from. My background is if I've delivered a switch to a customer device that needs to be installed for a LAN infrastructure, have they plugged it in correctly? Is the config right? All those things need to be checked and measured. How do you do that? Is what really you need to do as part of assurance. Is that, okay, we've delivered something, have we met a standard? That's where you kick in there. And then you've got managing quality control. So really, have you actually delivered what you achieved? Do that tick box exercise at the end, and you have to do this throughout the project. And you don't just do this. You can do this at fixed stages, or you do just do it randomly through any time you want to do it. Or you do it when you've identified any issues and you need to address quality issues. You go in there, check your quality. Are we delivering it? I use manufacturing as a prime example. If they're delivering a run of the mill like a kettle, they'll take a sample, check it, make sure it's good. If it's not good, they'll have to check the whole batch and say, okay, we need to rectify a problem, etc. And vice versa. That's the same context in your project. We're delivering a product, it's not quite right. We need to make sure we make slight changes here. Next one is really is engaging with your stakeholders on the quality assurances. Without involving your stakeholders, you really have no clear understanding of what your quality standards and assurance activities should be. They give us the baseline on what you need to do, and that in Prince 2 is your project initiation document, which it feeds into there and gives you the baseline of what quality standards you need to meet. But the project manager needs to collaborate with the stakeholder to define and validate the quality requirements. Without that, you've got no hope in hell of meeting your customers' expectations or your stakeholders' expectations of what those assurance standards are. And again, good communication with your stakeholders. Make sure that you're engaged and talking to them continuously throughout the project, and understanding where those standards need to be adjusted. And as part of your quality plan, you adjust that as you go through. And the final stage really is continuous improvement. Now here you really are going to it's a cycle where you go round, you check, see what you're doing, and can you make better improvements. Actually, the standard we initiated at the start isn't relevant, we need to amend it, etc. That needs to be done. How do you do that? You do through quality checks. When you're doing your audits, etc., you check and think, well, actually, my documentation isn't right. Does it capture everything? Or actually, I'm doing too much document. Do the feedback loops, have your lessons learned, do your knowledge transfer with your teams, and do that improvement throughout the project. So in summary, remember is get clear objectives of your quality standards defined, develop your quality management plan, implement the assurances with your team, make sure that everybody's aware as well. That's a good one. And managing quality controls, how you're going to audit, how you're going to check those throughout the projects that you are meeting these standards. Engage with your stakeholders to make sure that you continually are refining those quality standards that they want to meet. And finally, continuous improvement. Make sure that you are always looking to improve, make things better throughout the project. I hope that was helpful, and thank you for listening.